The garage builder. You are 15 years old. Your first motorcycle is not something you bought with a shiny paint job and a full tank of fuel. It is something forgotten. A machine sitting in a corner, covered with dust, waiting for someone to believe it can run again. Most people see an old motorcycle and see problems. You see a challenge. The engine refuses to start. The battery is dead. The fuel system is clogged. The tires are worn out. You have no professional tools, no workshop, and no mechanic experience. Just curiosity. Your garage becomes your classroom. Every night you watch repair videos and learn how engines actually work. You discover that a motorcycle is not magic. It is hundreds of small parts working together. Fuel, air, spark, compression. You clean old parts, replace damaged pieces, reconnect wires, adjust everything again and again. Then comes the moment you have been waiting for. You turn the key. Nothing happens. You try again. Still nothing. You make one final adjustment and press the starter. The engine suddenly wakes up. It sounds rough. It shakes. Smoke fills the garage, but it is alive. And standing there beside that old machine, you feel something you will chase for the rest of your life. The feeling of creating movement with your own hands. Over the next year, the motorcycle teaches you more than any manual ever could. A broken chain teaches maintenance. A strange sound teaches attention. A small failure teaches preparation. Every problem becomes a lesson. You are not a fast rider yet. You are not an expert, but you understand something important. A great rider starts by understanding the machine. Level 2. The first real rider. You are 17 years old. You finally get your motorcycle license. Your first proper bike is not a huge machine. It is something small. Maybe a 125 cubic centimeters or 150 cubic centimeters motorcycle. Some people underestimate it. They think a smaller bike is boring. They are wrong. A small motorcycle is the perfect teacher. It does not hide mistakes. If you brake incorrectly, you feel it. If you enter a corner badly, you notice immediately. If your throttle control is poor, the bike tells you. You spend every free moment riding. After school, after work, every weekend. Slowly, the roads around you become familiar. You know where the road surface changes. You know where corners tighten. You know where cars appear unexpectedly. You begin learning the language of the road. You understand that riding is not just twisting the throttle. It is observation, timing, balance. You learn countersteering. You learn body position. You learn how weight moves when you accelerate and brake. The motorcycle may not be powerful, but it is building something more valuable. Skill. Because a rider who masters a small bike will always have an advantage when they move to something bigger. Level 3. The Dirt Explorer. You are 19 years old. Until now you have only ridden on pavement. Then someone invites you to try off-road riding. At first it feels strange. There are no perfect roads, no predictable grip, no smooth corners. The ground changes every second. The rear wheel slides. The front tire moves. The motorcycle feels unstable. Your first day is difficult. You fall several times. Your clothes are covered in dirt. Your confidence disappears. But you get back on. Because dirt riding teaches something impossible to learn anywhere else. How to stay calm when the motorcycle moves unexpectedly. On the road, a slide feels dangerous. On dirt, a slide becomes information. You learn what the tires are doing. You learn how to move with the motorcycle instead of fighting against it. You become comfortable with losing control for a moment and recovering. After months of riding trails, you return to normal roads. But you are different. You are smoother. You are more relaxed. You understand traction better. The dirt did not make you a dirt rider. It made you a better rider everywhere. Level 4. The Middleweight Rider. You are 22 years old. You have learned enough that you are ready for more motorcycle. Not the biggest, not the fastest. Something balanced. A middleweight machine. The first time you ride it, everything feels different. The acceleration is stronger. The brakes are sharper. The motorcycle carries more weight. The biggest change is not power. It is responsibility. A bigger bike reacts faster. Mistakes become more serious. You realize that horsepower is easy to find. Control is what takes years. You begin exploring different roads, highways, mountain routes, city streets, long-distance rides. You start watching experienced riders, and you notice something. The fastest riders are rarely the most aggressive. They are the smoothest. Their movements are controlled. Their decisions are calm. They do not force the motorcycle. They work with it. You begin focusing less on speed and more on precision. Your riding becomes cleaner, your confidence grows. You are no longer just riding a motorcycle. You are communicating with one. Level 5, the Journey Rider. You are 25 years old. At this point, your motorcycle is no longer just something you ride. It becomes a way to experience the world. Short rides become longer. A few hours become entire days. You start searching for roads you have never seen before. You learn that traveling by motorcycle is different from traveling any other way. A car separates you from the environment. A motorcycle connects you to it. You feel the temperature change. You smell the rain before it arrives. You notice every change in the road surface. You become part of the journey. Long-distance riding teaches you simplicity. You cannot carry everything. You take only what you need: a jacket, basic tools, water, a few essentials. And you discover that needing less actually makes the experience better. You stop caring about reaching the destination quickly. The best moments happen between places. A sunrise on an empty road, a small town you never planned to visit, a conversation with another rider at a fuel stop. Motorcycling becomes more than transportation. It becomes a way to clear your mind. When you ride, there is no room for distractions. Your attention is completely focused. The road, the machine, the moment, and that feeling becomes impossible to replace. Level 6. The Performance Rider. You are 28 years old. After years of experience, you finally buy a high-performance motorcycle, a machine built for speed. A motorcycle with technology that feels almost unreal. More horsepower than you thought you would ever need. Advanced electronics. Race-inspired engineering. At first, the power is intimidating. The motorcycle feels like it has another level hidden inside it. On normal roads, you cannot even use its full ability. So you take it to a track, and that changes everything. The track teaches you that owning a fast bike does not mean understanding one. You experience braking power that feels impossible. You carry speed through corners that your brain tells you should not work. But the motorcycle does exactly what it was designed to do. You begin improving, not by becoming reckless, by becoming precise. A faster rider is not always the person who opens the throttle the most. It is the person who makes better decisions. A few meters earlier on the brakes, a cleaner corner line, a smoother throttle movement. Small improvements create big results. You learn that real performance comes from control, not fearlessness. Level 7, the Experienced Rider. You are 33 years old. You have thousands of kilometers behind you. Your experience is no longer measured by the size of your motorcycle. It is measured by the situations you have handled. You have ridden through rain, cold mornings, heavy traffic, empty highways, difficult roads. You have learned to read what is happening before it becomes a problem. A car moving slightly toward your lane, a person looking at their phone, loose gravel on a corner. Your reactions have changed. You do not panic. You predict. Your riding becomes smoother. You use less effort. You understand that the best riders are not always the ones who look dramatic. They are the ones who make difficult things look easy. You have owned different motorcycles. Some powerful, some simple, some unforgettable. Every bike taught you something different. The small bike taught patience. The dirt bike taught balance. The fast bike taught respect. Now you understand the truth. A motorcycle does not create a great rider. The rider creates greatness through experience. Level 8. The Mentor. You are 37 years old. Now younger riders start coming to you for advice. Not because you tell everyone you're experienced, because they can see it. Someone asks what motorcycle they should buy, someone asks how to become faster, someone asks how you gain confidence, and you tell them the same thing. Do not rush. A bigger engine cannot replace skill. A faster motorcycle cannot replace experience. You explain that the most dangerous thing in motorcycling is the difference between what the machine can do and what the rider can control. You tell them about your first broken motorcycle, the first repairs, the first mistakes, the first long trip, the first time everything finally clicked. You explain that every great rider starts slowly. They build knowledge before speed. They learn before they push limits. Some riders listen, some do not, but the ones who build properly are the ones who enjoy riding for decades. Level 9. The Lifelong Biker. You are 45 years old. Many people think riding is something you leave behind, a phase from your younger years. But they are wrong, because motorcycles were never only about being young. They were never only about speed. They were about a feeling. You still remember the first time you fixed an old bike. You still remember the first time the engine came alive. You still remember the first corner where riding finally made sense. The motorcycle you own today does not matter. It can be expensive, it can be old, it can be simple. The feeling remains the same. You leave home on a quiet morning. The air is cool. The road is open. You enter a corner. The tires grip the pavement. Your body moves naturally. Your mind becomes completely focused. For that moment, nothing else exists. No stress, no distractions. Only you and the motorcycle. And somewhere right now there is another teenager looking at an old broken bike. They do not know it yet, but that machine is about to change their life. Because every biker starts the same way. Not with the fastest motorcycle. Not with the biggest engine. But with curiosity. With a dream.